Now then, when I was a kid, there was a TV series that was on that captured the imagination. You'll know which one it is. You've just heard the part of the theme tune. This was Batman. Now this here is number 267 Corgi Batmobile. Battered, as you can see. This is from my childhood. We've played many a happy hour with this vehicle. Now, which is why it's in the state that it is. But they were quite well made in a way. There's the chain cutter. Still works. If I still had the missiles, I'm sure that would still work as well. There's a switch for it there. But there it is, the Batmobile from the 1966 3-season run and a feature film of Batman, starring Adam West and Burt Ward. Adam West, actually, as an actor, his real name was William West Anderson. Changed it to Adam West. He died relatively recently. He was in things like the Family Guy show as the voice of Mayor West, and Big Bang Theory. He made an appearance. So a bit of a character, I think, Adam West. He never took the role in one way very seriously, in the sense of him making it more comedic. He took his role and his acting and his learning his lines very seriously. And he was, for a long time, my only interpretation that I've seen on screen of Batman. And so we're doing a little video here to talk about the 1966 television series. And I will move away this battered remnant of my youth. This one is an Eagle Moss one. Much more recent. Bit of dust inside it there. I'm sorry about that, but it's a bit of a challenge keeping it on display and keeping the dust out of it. And the light is making it look worse than it is, actually. But what an absolutely brilliant vehicle. The hot rod designer, famous for bringing that screen adaptation of the Batmobile to the silver screen, the small screen and the silver screen in a way. A hot rod designer used a Ford Lincoln Futura to make the Batmobile. This is a Hot Wheels one of 1/24 scale. Luckily it has this Perspex-y, plasticky top to keep the dust off it, and therefore I've kept it pristine really. And I was like this George Barris creation. I like it because it's, he didn't spend a huge amount of money in a sense bringing this vehicle to the screen, but he had a vision, he had a concept, and he brought this concept to life. And it's an iconic Batmobile, very famous Batmobile, I think. Until the 1989 version of the film came out with Michael Keaton. Incidentally, I'm quite impressed with Michael Keaton's portrayal. Not so much of Batman, I mean, that was good, but his portrayal of Bruce Wayne as slightly eccentric, I like that portrayal. It's you'd have to be pretty eccentric, wouldn't you, to go crime fighting dressed as a kind of a human-sized bat. But of course there he is, and that's that. So I've got quite a few different Batmobiles. I've always had a soft spot for that vehicle. There's another Hot Wheels one, really tiny one. But that's quite nice, yeah. I like that one. Now, it was difficult for a long time getting representations of Adam West. This is a Funko one. And I think it does have a look of him, and it's certainly, the costume is correct, and the cowl and the way he looks is quite correct. But McFarlane Toys also brought out their version, and look at those. I think these are brilliant. I mean, trying to get my own reflection from not showing on the screen there to spoil your view of these excellent figures. And I think they are excellent. I mean, you know, there they are, Adam West and Burt Ward, and there they are in action figure form, and I like them. I think they're excellent. Adam West there is a small badge, Batman, and also NJ Crochet. I think it's pronounced Crochet. It's Croce, some people say, but I think that might be wrong. CROCE. These are bendable Batman and Robin figures. I mean, their likeness, surprisingly, for something that is relatively not detailed as this, their likeness is quite good, I think. So yeah, this series did 3 series, 120 episodes, with an iconic theme tune, which I'm sure we all remember, and was absolutely brilliant fun. It's made famous, I think, as well, by the guest villain of the week, who's included people like Burgess Meredith playing the Penguin, Cesar Romero playing the Joker, different people playing Catwoman, and Yvonne Craig playing Batgirl. And the Riddler, Frank Gorshin playing the Riddler, he was also famous for a Star Trek role that he had around the same time. A terrific series, a great fun series, 120 episodes. Commissioner Gordon as well, and Chief O'Hara for a little bit of comic relief, and Aunt Harriet, and Alfred the Butler, and Wayne Manor. I mean, again, the sets, the costumes, the whimsy of it all were brilliant and terrific entertainment. I enjoyed it, and I think it's a bit of a television treasure. I think these figures, which have taken me quite some time to put together, actually, to get, because they're not that cheap, I don't think. These McFarlane ones particularly. I mean, the others I've chased around on eBay to get them as cheaply as I possibly can. Funnily enough, Sherry Lee, a company in the 60s, brought out some sort of figurines of Batman and Robin. And those figurines were quite, sort of, what shall we say, basic is the best way I can describe them. But we had those, my brother and I had those, and we sort of liked those, even though they were as basic as they were also quite reminiscent of the series, you know, quite, I mean, the costume was correct. I mean, the cape and the headpiece were all one piece. There was a Batman and a Robin. I don't think they did any others, but they were nice, and it gets into your imagination when there are toys, when you're a kid, and there are toys that relate to a series. And so naturally, I thought to myself, well, I'm doing a Television Treasures video. I'll include these in the video for you, to something to look at while I reminisce about a series that, as I say, was quite humorous and quite good fun, and brought the superhero genre to the small screen. There'd been film serials with Batman in really in its early days. I think the 30s, certainly the 30s or 40s. I think he even carried a gun. It was quite the avenging detective, and in that one. But yeah, because I mean, people like the Lone Ranger and such were famous at that time, so I suppose behaving that way was expected on screen. But later on, this Batman was all bash, pow, whack, and other sound effects that appeared on screen. So give it a chance. It's a television treasure, to be sure. I think it's a very entertaining program, as I've said before. You're not going to learn any great life lessons from Batman, other than such things as earnestly being told to be careful when you cross the road and what have you. Oh, yes, there was another thing about Batman. It was quite funny. They used to have cameo guests when they climbed the wall. Somebody'd come and look out through a window. I can remember, I think I mentioned in one of my other little videos that Lurch Ted Cassidy appeared in that situation. So things like that. The Green Hornet was a spin-off series from it, and I think the Green Hornet and Kato actually popped up through one of those windows. So there we are, Batman. Good series. Television treasure, without a doubt. Let me know about your memories of Batman. You may even comment on more recent versions of Batman in the comments section. It'd be nice to hear from you and your thoughts on this series.